Hey guys, welcome to Do here of course, and today we're going to cover the Wooster, or the Worcester, or whatever you want to call it, Anyway, first module, AA Guns mod is what I'd actually run. I don't running like a hybrid AA build, so if you're not interested in running AA, just go aiming systems obviously. Main battery mod is probably more problematic than anything else. Propulsion mod is usually the best bet for most ships. 50% power reduction, time acceleration is very handy. Concealment, usually the bog standard choice, plus 5% in dispersion plus concealment, and then I went for main barrier. You don't have to spec for average AA damage, more average AA range, because the more range you have, the more time you actually have firing. And I feel main barrier mod is too valuable to give up. In terms of the armor, let's take a brief overview look at the armor scheme here. So, take off everything here but the bow stern. As you'll see, 32mm plating, both on the deck and the stern as well. Notice the stern is flat though, so actually means nothing because maybe 32, but if it's flat, it doesn't make a difference. Bottom's 40 doesn't make a difference to us. As I said, the deck is also 32, so that's not handy. Superstructure, very standard superstructure. The entire deck is 30, by the way, which means Georgia can overmatch. Sights are 25. Through the front, if you're Yamato, you would just go straight overmatch 32, and then the 19mm anti-warship plating as well. So, turrets, relatively survivable. 127, side plates 30, which means it's easily damaged on the side plating, but front on it should be relatively okay. I've noticed from playing it, you do get some turrets knocked out, but since you have 3 at the front and 3 at the back, it's not too big a deal. As you see, Citadel is above the waterline. Very easy to Citadel, typical American Citadel structure for the cruisers. Again, according to the armor viewer, it does not look like it's too much above the waterline, but that small difference makes a lot in battle. So you will be Citadel pretty comfortably for the side, assuming they're aiming just on the waterline or below. So yeah, that's the armor scheme of the Wooster. In terms of commander here, obviously Norman Scott is a go-to commander here if you have him, which you should. You can go for no fly zone, and I do recommend no fly zone for the 5% more firing range and 10% more damage. If you're not interested in specking for A, so totally acceptable, beyond range is probably what you want to run. Second choice would be, for second row, Igniter. Aren't already such a useful skill. Basically tells you who's targeting you, plus incoming fire dispersion. Who doesn't want that? And then you go fixated for a bit of accuracy because Wooster shells are very flowy. And then any legendary skills, any of the legendary skills, whatever you want really. You want more heals, more radar, do you want EOP for better pens, or do you want faster fire rate / more range for a refill station? Really, it's up to you. Inspirations, Makawa is a solid choice, and so is Kuznetsov. But honestly, you can spec for quite a lot of options. You can go like better HE pen damage, or even min belly for better reload, or even some sort of A buff, or whatever you want to do. Honestly, the choice is yours here. I'm just saying this is what I will go with, and I'm pretty comfortable with this. I also, running Kuznetsov helps offset me not using beyond range. As you can see, you also have the radar that's 9 kilometers, and with my build it's only 2, but with Philly Pat you bring up to 3. Anyway, without much further ado, let's head into the battle. And we're in. Unfortunately, I was playing this game with another community distributor. Well, fortunately, of course, I was playing with another community distributor, Spotted Gecko here. But we were talking the entire time throughout the chats, and he was streaming at the time. I was joining him on his stream, so I've muted the audio. But I hope it doesn't bother you two guys, because your ears will be filled with my glorious commentary. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You'll listen to me, so I'm sorry. Understand. Anyway, Wooster. Wooster's a lot like Cleveland, but it's a little bit different. The shells are even floatier. Definitely noticed that. The shells are much floatier, and you don't have the same equivalent DPM, even though you have more guns. The fact that you have to have a pretty broadside angle to fire all your turrets does mean you have to have a very good position in order to fire. You can kite pretty effectively in it, but be remembered this is not a Cleveland, and the chance of you being overpenned is actually quite low. This was a little bit ballsy move here, a little bit too risky, and you see it giving a little bit of broadside to the Iowa, and it could really result in some badness. Yep, there we go. That could have been game right there. You know, you got to be careful. You got to pick your time for you get too aggressive in a Wooster and it can really spell the end of you very early on, especially against Yamato's that overmatch your entire armor scheme. You're basically free citadels to them. This being said, all your guns are dual purpose and you have a monster amount of A, absolute ridiculous amount of A. This is why I'm okay with speccing into anti-air, because in the chance you do run into a CV, you're providing so much valuable support for your team. Is actually worth it in my opinion. Now, shells are very floaty. Hitting a Cabrosk at this range is probably unlikely, but we've got nothing else really to shoot at, and we're just going to try. Actually do get a hit there, but yeah. Be aware this armed and ready skill here from North Scott is very handy right here. It does let you know when you're in these boats that don't like to be shot at, the armed and ready skill or ingenious is very handy, because you know it means you can set stationary broadside to a target. You'll know when they target you. You gotta be careful because people will abuse that. Just pop on quickly, aim, fire, and then lock off you. So just be vigilant on where your shells, enemy shells are coming in, where the things that can death strike you, what they're doing, and really realistically, just being very vigilant as you see shells coming in. Looks like Yamato is not interested in shooting us. It's the Cabrosk at the minute. Now, we did lose that. Probably Cabrosk still. Now, Yamato probably has been flooded, so we're going to try and get some permafires on him. We're in the kiting position here. Pretty comfortable range. I think we'll be alright. But again, we need to... ideal position in Worcester is behind an island where you can farm and not have to worry about dodging and duking shells, because realistically my full DPM is not available to me. But you gotta take what you can, and sometimes cover is not always available. But that being aware, you need to be aware that every bit of cover you need to try and take advantage of, otherwise you're not going to get the games that you really want. In terms of Wooster being a high damaging target and high DPM cruiser, theoretically it is, but in practice it's a very good team play cruiser. It can provide a lot of support, a lot of fire catching, and can murder DDs very quickly, very close with the radar as well. Plus you can actually aggressively rush other cruisers and even some battleships with the 32mm bow plating additionally. So you can get aggressive, and the AP is not to be laughed at. It is definitely something to know. The AP is actually quite spicy. As I said, I do run OP here because these are only 132mm guns, and having that additional pen means that all these shells, instead of all shattering, you have the chance to actually get the value you want and actually get some pen damage, because 0 pen damage is a lot worse than 33% pen damage or whatever you want. So we're just moving in here. We're going to push towards this side and try and get rid of the DD. If you play to the team, you'll get good results. Not necessarily highest damage games here in the Wooster, but that's not always the case. You really just want games where you can actually capitalize on your ship's strength and help your team secure the win, because all but the win is not always about getting high damage games. So we're farming at targets wherever we can. Cabrosk is kind of difficult to shoot, so we're going to get into him now, but he was behind an island, so we switched off to the GK. Cabrosk is probably priority target. We want to get rid of him, and then we can secure the early the cap on Charlie, because our team is not doing well on the cap side. We are doing alright. We're only one ship down, but we're still picking up some slack. Get some shatters on Cabrosk. We're not going to switch to AP just yet. I think the HE will do just fine here. He is switching to AP on himself. Cabrosk AP is not to be laughed at, and you do actually have to respect that angle up a little bit. Maybe we could switch to AP here, but he is going to turn off an angling. This guy is a really good player, so he knows if he switches to AP, he's probably just going to bounce everything. At this point, the HE on the Cabrosk is the better option, because we want to set those fires, those module breaks, and that's really what's going to get the Cabrosk down. And if we get those good pens here, where he's on a perma double fire, we don't even need to shoot right now to kill him, but we're just going to make sure he is dead as fast as possible so he doesn't cause any more ruckus or problems for our team. That being said, we are still down a ship, and they have all caps but one, and we've not managed to secure a single cap, unfortunately. So we're in a pretty rough predicament. Looks like, I think that's the cruiser, or I think the battleship ahead of me here, and my division mate here, and the Conqueror, is going to help us secure the Charlie Cap. I'm going to push in with them here, and we're going to go and try and support our friendly destroyer, which is also spotted Gecko here, in the Bravo Cap. We still got some very dangerous targets. We have Alaska, we've got two DDs, one is the Paolo, which is kind of funny, and we've got an Iowa as well, and Iowa is nothing to laugh at all. Additionally, because of our earlier mistake, it looks like a Shibakaze Torp will pretty much kill us because we're only on 17k health. We've already used up all our heals because Cabrosk was trying to farm us quite effectively, and yeah, so still got to worry about this. It looks like that is the Zara. He's pretty low in health. Conqueror should be able to finish him, but it's always a good idea just to chip in one extra salvo. It could mean the difference between winning the game and losing the game. So we got to try our best to try and get rid of the boat while we're pushing towards Bravo Cap and securing this capture point, Charlie, for the team. That's the friendly Conqueror and our division mate in the DD as well, trying to secure Charlie while we push. We've still got one charge of radar left. Again, fully packed might have been helpful this game, but again, you gotta take risks here. Do you run EOP, do you run refill station, or do you run the fully packed? So I went for EOP here, and you know, we'll see if it comes to bite me back. But we have one charge of radar left, so we need to be very careful about it because there's our only charge of radar. I was still pretty healthy, and there's not too much time left, so we need to be careful here. Yeah, so we're going to push into Bravo Chat here. Bravo Chat. Bravo Cap here, and we're going to see what's what. We don't have sonar available, but they don't know that. So we're just going to push in, and then once we cap this or see what's there, we can see what's going on. And there we go. We see enemy Zara still hasn't gone down, unfortunately. No, is that the Alaska? It's probably, I think that's the Alaska. Yeah, the Alaska is over there. We're giving broadside to Iowa, which is a little bit risky. I don't think he does fire some shells, but we can slow down, we can angle in plenty of time, and actually see our 30mm plating is paying off dividends right now. 3 people targeting us, which means at least one of the DDs is targeting us, so we need to be careful about that. We need to try and switch our maneuvers and try and dodge any incoming torpedoes if we take some. Kangaroos there, instantly switch targets here. He needs to die. We're going to fire what we can, reload our guns, and then maybe pop that radar. There we go. So we actually spot both destroyers here. We're going to check the Paolo's health here. We're going to try and get rid of Paolo as much as possible. Oh, the thing about Kagero as well. Probably should Kagero. Maybe a mistake here. Maybe should have shot Paolo. Paolo is very low, so a bit risky there. Do I actually get rid of Paolo? That's the question. I really should have maybe. I should maybe not use that salvo. Probably the thing is though, once this radar runs out, that's it. So I probably should have shot Paolo there. I think that was my mistake there. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think focusing target would have been a better choice there. Make sure I can get at least one off the board because we're pretty close on points. If I maybe got rid of the Paolo, that could have been the answer, the decision that we needed. Now, as I said, do not sleep on the AP. It's definitely very strong, and hopefully we'll get to see it in use here against this Alaska. 3 pens off the bat, pretty good. We're straight bow tanking him here because that's what we need to do. EP is probably in effect here. We're just going to aim for the Superstructure here. Then we're going to see what's going on. He might be turning. It looks like he's turning to get broadside. Keep the EP on maybe. Just aim higher up in the Superstructure. Look at all the overpens we're getting here. We're getting at some good damage. Gecko, Mr. Dev strikes him. Very lovely. We do see those torpedoes. Big some widespread sent our way. We need to get ourselves on the cap and we need to kill those DDs because they have a 700 point lead. Well, they've got a 500 point lead. Yeah, roughly 500 point lead. So pretty commanding lead. Basically had to kill them all because we only got 4 minutes to do. We don't not have enough time to cap. So I'm just buying as much time as we can by getting into Bravo cap here and hopefully contesting, bringing out the enemy ships to fight us. So really that's our only hope. So yeah, we just gotta try and maybe burn down the Iowa, get rid of it. The Zara is still alive actually. I must correct that, scratch that. The Zara is still alive. The Alaska obviously was dev struck and we're just trying to get what we can here. And yeah, we just gotta try and be bait and try and get the DDs to come for us really. This is their game to lose and not our game to win, unfortunately. Just how things go. Oh, opponent's got spotted there. I believe that's the Zara got spotted briefly. He did fire a salvo at us. 2 people are targeting us. Okay, so we have the chance to actually recover this game here. Paolo pops out. Can we finish off Paolo? That is the question. DD's coming. Torp's coming in behind us. Can we finish off Paolo? That is the question. I'm not sure. It's going to have to be that salvo. Okay, it looks like Paolo did get away. That's unfortunate. Maybe he'll shoot again. No. Again, this is unfortunately. Well, that was unfortunate. But unfortunately, it's their game to lose. It's not our game to win here. But we can only do exactly just what we can. We can only do what we can. I believe our division mate is trying to stop the cap, the pursuing of the caps as well. I'm probably going for the A cap here. And we do actually spot up that Zara. I think Mrs. Spotted does spot up the Zara and Shimakaze. So, fire guns, must get some kills. We must aid him in his endeavor. Hopefully we can get rid of him before he does any damage to our destroyer. Again, not too much long time left. We have considered 2.5 minutes there, but they have 750 points and gaining. So realistically, not even that much time potentially if we are not careful. So yeah, we still got an Iowa, a very low health Paolo, and a Kagero to deal with. Question is, can we kill all of them in the time? Because that is what we need to do. So, pushing forward here, we're just going to try our best to hunt them down. There's nothing else we can do. 11k health. Again, 1 torpedo hit will probably kill us, but realistically, we're agile enough not to worry about it. We do fire to see if maybe they can bait them out, try something of the sort, but we're not even in firing range, so that does not give us any good indication that we can win this match. It's pretty risky, really, because we fire and you look at the firing range, the white circle on the minimap here. Yeah, that was, we did not even get spotted, so there we go. Thankfully, we do get spotted. The Kagero is very close to us. We're going to do what we can to get rid of him. We chunk him pretty heavily there. He does turn at the last second, and again, these shells are still kind of floaty, even at closer ranges. Again, they can be pretty accurate and pretty fast at close ranges, but you can still get some floaty shells at medium distances. Now, we are still spotted. The Kagero has gone down. Sorry, I was actually at the back of the map, which is oddly enough a very good strategy. Kagero does burn down the Yamato, making life a little bit worse for us. But we've only got 47 seconds left, and realistically, we don't have enough time to burn down this Iowa and then hunt down the remaining Paolo Emilio. So I don't think we can win this game at this point. We're just trying our best to keep the fires on the Yamato, and just at this point, we're just trying to get damage for the final game here, because there's nothing we can do to win this game unless somehow the Iowa detonates or the Paolo pops up as well, and we had to kill both of them at the same time. Unfortunate. Regardless though, one hell of an attempt to carry by Senior Spotted Gecko in his Shimakaze, and I think I did what I could. I did exactly what I could. I don't think I could have done too much more. Again, killing the Paolo was probably the better bet. If we killed the Paolo, maybe we could have pulled it off, but in the end of the day, we still wouldn't be able to burn down the Iowa. So, you know, I guess even with hindsight, I don't think we could have done much more. Anyway, 156k, 320 shell hits, 1.9 or 2k base XP with a loss, and Gecko did extremely well as well, and so did our Conqueror as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this helps you, and as always, have a lovely day. Would like to apologise, I couldn't get the videos out. I'm very busy with work at the minute, and I need to get my schedule set up.